What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, legendary 8-division world champion, Filipino iconic superstar boxer, future Hall of Famer, first ballot future Hall of Famer, Manny Manuel Pac-Man Pacquiao, who has 62 wins, 8 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout. 3 times in his career he was knocked out. 44 years of age, southpaw, 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. He weighs in and gives his thoughts and his prediction on the highly anticipated, upcoming, undisputed, undefeated welterweight mega super fight showdown between undefeated, unified, 3-belt WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer Earl the Truth Spence Jr., who is widely considered by many to be top 2, if not number 1, definitely top 5 pound for pound best fighters in the world, with a record of 28 wins, no losses, no draw, 22 big wins by way of knockout. He is 33 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach, as he takes on undefeated 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, currently the reigning WBO welterweight world champion, who is widely considered by many to be the number 1 pound for pound best fighter in the world, in Terrence Bud Crawford. Terrence Crawford is 39 wins, no losses, no draw, 30 big wins by way of knockout. He is 35 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. This fight is scheduled to take place July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. With that said, Manny Pacquiao, he was in talks and in conversations in fighting both of these guys. He was actually scheduled to face Errol Spence Jr. August 21st of 2021. But Errol Spence, he suffered a broken or detached retina in his eye, and Errol Spence was removed from the fight, which saw Cuban welterweight star, now former WBA world champion Yordenis Ugas replaced Errol Spence, and he dominated Manny Pacquiao. And then Errol Spence came back and dominated Yordenis Ugas. April 16th, Arlington, Texas, AT&T Dallas Cowboys Stadium. That was April of 2022. So with that said, Manny Pacquiao was scheduled to fight Errol Spence Jr. And then Manny Pacquiao was in many conversations with a fight with Terrence Bud Crawford. But according to legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO Bob Arum, Bob Arum prevented the fight from happening because he said he knew how this movie was going to end. He knew how the story was going to end, and he didn't want to see Manny Pacquiao get seriously hurt. So he then pulled the plug on the fight. He blocked the fight from coming to fruition. So with that said, Manny Pacquiao gave his prediction, right? And he says that Terrence Crawford is more versatile, right? And he says that there won't be no knockout in this fight. And he stated that it's going to go to the decision, and he gives the edge to Terrence Crawford. His style gives him an advantage. As I stated in a previous video I made, and I told you guys, most people that are picking Terrence Crawford to win is because they feel Terrence Crawford is more versatile. And most people that pick Errol Spence to win is because they feel Errol Spence is physically more imposing. He's a southpaw, he's fundamentally sound, and he's just naturally a bigger guy. And so that's why most people lean towards, when they say Errol Spence is going to win, that's 9 times out of 10 the reason why they feel like Errol Spence is going to win. Not because they feel like Errol Spence is going to outbox Terrence Crawford, not because they feel like Errol Spence is more versatile, but most people lean towards Errol Spence, and they state because Errol Spence is just physically more imposing. He's naturally a bigger fighter. He's fundamentally sound, and he has an extremely high work rate. And most people that pick Terrence Crawford, they pick Terrence Crawford because, well, they feel like Terrence Crawford has more tools in the toolbox. And so that's what Manny Pacquiao also alluded to when Manny Pacquiao stated he's just more, his style is more versatile. It gives him an advantage because he can switch from southpaw to orthodox. He has power in both hands. He's knocked out his last 10 opponents. He's extremely skilled. And, he just seems to be more fluid, more, more of a better athlete, right? But Errol Spence is a hard hat, lunch pail, come forward, high work rate, physically imposing type of fighter. He mentally and physically breaks you down. Terrence Crawford breaks you down with his angles, with his skill set. So Manny Pacquiao is favoring Terrence Crawford. This is not shocking. This is not surprising because we know Hall of Fame, well-renowned trainer, former trainer of the year in Freddie Roach, who trained Manny Pacquiao for an extreme length of time in his career. And Freddie Roach, he's on record saying that he always told Manny Pacquiao and his team to stay far away from Terrence Crawford because he stated that Terrence Crawford was Floyd Mayweather with power. That's what Freddie Roach stated. He was Floyd Mayweather with power, and he was a dog. And we saw how Floyd Mayweather outboxed Manny Pacquiao. And so Manny Pacquiao, as a competitor, he didn't mind fighting Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence Jr. But Terrence Crawford's counterpunch ability, extremely long arms, his ability to make adjustments and fight from any stand and the angles he uses gives him an advantage. That's why I always said if there's a fighter that can beat Errol Spence, it's going to be Terrence Crawford because he has a lot of tools in the toolbox to make adjustments to be able to beat Errol Spence. That's what it's going to take. It's going to take a very versatile fighter. It's going to take a lot of adjustments in the ring. Okay, not just one. You're going to have to adjust at least 2 to 3 times if you're going to beat Errol Spence Jr., right? And so the only fighter I see from welterweight down is Terrence Crawford, even at junior middleweight. Now, I like the style of Jermell Charlo, right? I think Jermell Charlo is versatile enough to be able to beat Errol Spence, but that's what it's going to take, versatility. You're not going to go in there one style, one game plan, and beat Errol Spence. That's not going to happen. You have to have many different dimensions to your game. Have to have the ability to have an extremely high ring IQ and make adjustments if you're going to defeat Errol Spence Jr. And so with that said, Manny Pacquiao views that style. Ironically, Errol Spence is a southpaw naturally. Manny Pacquiao is naturally a southpaw. Terrence Crawford predominantly fights in the southpaw stance, but he starts off in the orthodox stance. He can switch to southpaw. It's whichever advantage he sees in the ring that gives him an advantage. That's what Terrence Crawford does in the ring, okay? That's what he leans towards. And so with that said, he sees this fight. He sees an opportunity that Terrence Crawford's style is going to give Errol Spence, tons and tons of problems, point blank and period, right? So with that said, this is going to be an exciting fight. I can't wait to see how it unfolds. And this is truly, truly a 50-50 fight if we ever had one. Again, this is why I say this is the biggest fight in 40 years. Again, the style of Terrence Crawford historically gave Manny Pacquiao trouble. Counterpunch ability, ring IQ, ability to box, those styles historically given Manny Pacquiao tons and tons of trouble. And so it's not shocking that he leans towards Terrence Crawford. He was outboxed badly by Eric Morales. He had 4 legendary fights with Juan Manuel Marquez, where you can make a case he won all Marquez, that is, all those fights against Manny Pacquiao outside of the first fight. I always give Manny Pacquiao the first fight because he dropped Marquez 3 times in the first round, and then the judges had an error in scoring one of the knockdowns, and I think that fight should have been called off, but Marquez got up the fight to a draw against Manny Pacquiao because of the style matchup. It always historically gives Manny Pacquiao trouble, right? So with that said, it's not shocking that Manny Pacquiao leans towards Terrence Crawford to be victorious. And not to mention, many people view Errol Spence as basic, vanilla, as not having a lot of, flash flair. He's not, very flashy. He's not very flary, so many people lean towards, Terrence Crawford because of that, because of the knockouts. Just like many people on the surface leans towards Errol Spence solely because of the size, right? But I think that Errol Spence is very versatile. I think he showed that in the Mikey Garcia fight. I thought he showed that, in the Danny Garcia fight. But he don't get credit for those, because if Errol Spence don't get a knockdown, knockout, or just blunder you, then people say, well, it was boring or he was exposed. So, many people point to the Mikey Garcia fight and say he's supposed to stop Mikey Garcia. He's a smaller guy. Errol Spence show versatility. This is why I can't wait to see how this fight unfolds and plays out. But let's see. July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. That's all I got for y'all, man. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon, and get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. So all I got for y'all is Manny Pacquiao right. Let me know what y'all think. I'm gone. Peace.
This is Amanda, the real deal Serrano, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.